You're listening to Counterclockwise, where we decide the best of unimportant categories. How are you over there, sir, with the hair?
I immediately hit the mic.
I didn't even notice. I was distracted by my weird line that I added for no reason about your hair.
That's okay.
It's just hair. You don't have anything special up there. It's just hair. Why am I calling attention to it?
I don't know.
I'm losing it today. If you can't tell, we're off to a great start.
We're just picking up from last
What did
episode.
we were really off the rails.
Right.
Go ahead. You have the floor.
A couple episodes ago, you mentioned how you had that creepy kid, and you compared it to The Omen, right? Well, I had my own movie experience at work the other day.
Oh, okay.
But it was a lot less scary. It was not scary at all.
Strangers?
No, not scary at all. It was my own version of Borat.
Okay.
You remember? I can't believe you just said that.
Well, you were talking over me, so I don't know that I spoiled it for the listeners. I spoiled it for myself, but go ahead.
Yeah, so you remember the scene where he's in the grocery store and he's just going cheese by cheese. What is this? Asking him, what is this? That's cheese. The whole for 10 minutes, right? You remember that scene?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I had a customer walk in, very, very thick foreign accent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think he spent 45 minutes in my store, walking around. Didn't come up to me once. Well, he did. He came up to me, 11 zillion times.
Mm-hmm.
But he went through every aisle, would pick up something, and slowly walk to the front and be like, what is it this? Swear to God, I shit you not, it sounded like Borat. I'm kidding. Or I'm not kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm not. No, yeah. I'm for real. And I'd be like, what? And then he finally came up and was wanting what he wanted done or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, but what you're asking for is physically impossible. And then he was like, okay. And then he would walk back, come back up, and he's like, what is this? And I'd have to explain. Yeah. I swear to God, it was 20 minutes of doing that, and then 25 minutes of him just walking around doing nothing.
You just grab a fitting or something and ask you what it was?
Yeah, he'd grab a fitting or he even grabbed an O-ring. And it made me think of your Omen story, but
yeah,
a lot less scary.
A different movie.
Yeah.
Different genre entirely.
And I had to turn down the scary factor to 0.
Yeah.
And really crank up the volume on the annoyance factor. Okay, because this was towards the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
And we work for the same company, so we're both fried at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. It's time to go.
Over it.
Yeah.
Right. So getting somebody at 3:30 in the afternoon, and he spends almost an hour there, and it's
And then I don't like that either, because you feel like you can't do anything else. You got to be ready for this guy to ask you a question or ask you to do something or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, I had customers in between, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm helping them. He would come up and interrupt those customers to ask what certain things were.
Oh, God.
And then I'd be like, well, I'm helping this guy. You're just going to have to wait a minute.
Just a second. Yikes.
Our job is really annoying.
And annoying in a weird way.
Yeah. People don't understand when I try to explain it to them.
Yeah. I hate explaining my job because it's just it's not that weird of a job. It's just it's hard to explain briefly. And that's what I want. I want a job title or job explanation that's 3 words.
Yeah.
Nurse. Done. You need 1 word. Great. No explanation needed. Then they can ask you follow-up questions, but they don't need to because they know what you do. There's no quick way to explain what we do.
I just explain. I just be I work in hydraulics. Oh, okay. So you do this. Yep. Even if it's not right. It's just,
I don't know. See, I think I care too much about accuracy because I'm a freaking insane person.
But I mean, it's not inaccurate. We do work in hydraulics.
I guess technically, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like people get a different idea.
Oh, they do, but I don't care. I just don't feel like furthering the conversation because that's such a boring. It's such a boring job to explain, right?
Yeah, it is. I think that's the other thing, too. I end up drawing it out and making it this long explanation, and then people do not care. They stopped caring when I said, it's like a store, but not really.
We're not open during normal store hours.
We're open when everybody else is at work.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's enough about us. The fifth non-blonde across the table from me is my favorite brother, Brandon Wise. I'm Tyler Wise, and up next, finally I figured out, but it took a long, long time. 90s one-hit wonders, coming up in about 23 seconds.
Navigation. 3. Sonic's number 2. He was number 1.
I don't know how bad you are with it, but I've tried to tone down my road rage a little bit.
Yeah.
When people are in the car, I'm usually pretty okay. I still have my moments.
Yeah.
But when I'm by myself, I usually just let it row. Let it
Let
row.
it row.
Like a little paddle boat.
Row.
Yeah.
Row.
Yeah. I just let it roll, But this time, I had somebody pull out in front of me. I had to slam the brakes. I literally almost T-boned him. And my natural instinct would be to, flip the bird.
Yeah.
I gave my first thumbs down to somebody.
Yeah.
And
I've heard that's more effective.
And then I felt vindicated. I feel like you can't really get your point across by flipping the bird anymore because it's like
Everybody just sees it. They just get angry back at you. It's like, you bird me, I'll bird you.
Right. And I gave the thumbs down and I made direct eye contact, which probably wasn't safe as I'm driving, and almost I got in an accident then.
Oh, you were still in motion.
Yeah, still did it. Straight up thumbs down, looked him dead in the eye, and I think he was very caught off guard because he was expecting the middle finger, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like it kind of gave off, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed vibes.
Yeah.
So I hope he thought about that his whole way home, and he became a better driver because of it. I like to think I made somebody a better driver that day.
Yeah, I think that's the effect it has. It's a thinker. I never thought about the not mad, just disappointed thing. That is probably the same effect, because that's what the bird is. The middle finger is just, I'm pissed off, and they're like, yeah, I'm freaking out over here. I fucked up, but I'm not gonna admit that. Fuck you, fuck me, fuck you.
Right.
So it's just anger thrown back at each other, but the thumbs down is like, oh, it's like that's just like straight disapproval.
Yeah, I feel
it's not like anger. It's not like they're pissed off at you. It's no, I disapprove of your behavior. Oh, darn.
I feel like if that's me and somebody gives me the thumbs down, I'd be like, oh, I really upset him.
Yeah, or it's like when you have a good boss that you like, and then they have to like reprimand you.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn it, I let so and so down.
Yeah.
I let my fellow driver down. I didn't mean to, my guy. I'm sorry.
I would highly recommend it. Give it a try next time you're angry.
I don't usually go to the bird. I don't usually do that. I just like get mad and like shake the wheel or whatever. Yeah. Or I start doing the hand motions.
I usually throw my arms, yeah.
I get very Italian in those moments for some reason. I turn into Polly when I'm mad in the car for some reason. And what's funny is I have zero room to do that in the car, so I'm like smacking the windows.
You're hitting the. I always hit the top. I'm always like jamming my fingers on the roof.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have a transition. I was going to try to transition and I couldn't think of anything. My question to you.
We never do.
No, yeah. I thought maybe something would come up and I'm like, this would be relevant. No. Wasn't Rocky V in the 90s? I mentioned Paulie. Rocky V. I was just watching. I forgot about this scene. You've never watched New Girl, have you?
I've watched a handful of episodes.
Couple episodes. Well, I think it's season 4 or 5, somewhere in there. They start renting out one of the rooms in the loft, and there's this family that stays that's just obnoxious the whole time, but they want their daughter to come out and perform. She does like acting skits or something, and they're like, no, please don't have her do that. And she comes out and she's in this like gigantic suit. She's like 10, and she's wearing this suit that's like 4 sizes too big. And everybody's like, why? What is she doing here? And then she just starts rolling into it, and she's doing like Pacino impressions.
Yeah.
But it's like a 10-year-old girl, and she's just yelling about Pacino. But then suddenly, and one of the other characters is like, is this just Pacino? And then the only other one she does that's not Pacino is from Rocky 5. She starts doing a line from Rocky 5, and the same guy was like, was this all Pacino? He's like, Rocky 5?
What a random movie.
And then it goes back to her, and then back to him, and he's like, of all the Rockies? And then, the last one, her parents were like, we need like a cop. Do Heat. And they're like, no, don't do Heat. She's got a great ass. But again, 10-year-old girl yelling that. It's so funny. Anywho, my question to you that I had, that was going to be the transition thing that did not transition. I should probably stop fiddling with things. Stot is what I just said. I should stop fiddling.
Hand me the pen.
Yes. Put it over there. How many songs did you have stuck in your head this weekend? Or today or yesterday?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Just always? Just all the songs?
Yeah.
So many of these are so freaking catchy.
I know.
No wonder they were hits,
Yeah,
obviously. They're
yeah.
hits, but,
So
crazy.
here's my thing. I guess I should have assumed. I didn't really know if we were specifying music only. Because I did a lot of other non-music one-hit wonders.
What? You did?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like,
yeah, all mine are just songs.
Because we just said 90s one-hit wonders. We didn't say songs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I feel like usually the term one-hit wonder refers to music, though. I think that's usually the implication. I think sometimes you can apply that phrase to other things.
Well, that's fine.
But typically,
okay,
one-hit wonder
that's
refers to music.
That's fine. I have two lists. One
Of non-music? One of non-music?
Yeah, one of music combined with non-music. Like if I combined everything and made a list out of that, and then I have one with just music only.
Oh, okay.
So
you have one that's everything and one that's just music.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do just the music. Maybe we can do like a second episode of 90s non-music one-hit wonders.
I put a lot of effort into this. Damn.
I'm curious what the other one-hit wonders would be. Are they people?
I have
Or
5
are they products?
I have 5 categories.
5 categories.
I
just want to know the categories
I have
now.
actors/actresses.
So is this like they were in one movie and that was it?
That was what made them, and they were expected to be the next big thing, and they just weren't.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of any names off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a lot that makes sense.
How about this? I'll just give you one from each. We won't do those lists.
Cool,
just as an example.
Sure.
Dustin Diamond, Screech.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the guy that played Carlton?
Oh yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro or something.
Yeah,
Ribeiro.
He was in Catch 21.
Yeah.
Is it Catch 21? Yeah, not Catch 22. Catch 21. Yeah. That was not a hit, but
My next I have
it was on for a while though.
obviously I have wrestling.
Okay. How do you have a one hit in wrestling?
Kind of like a
one moment, like one
Where
run.
he debuted and you're like, oh my god, this guy's the next big thing. They're
Yeah.
gonna push him to the moon, and he just never happened.
Never did. Okay. What's your example there?
Kerry Von Erich. He debuted in 1990.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have the
Yeah. All the Von Erich stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have food and drink.
Flute.
Some guy wasn't in the band.
You had the hands right.
I knew.
I mean, not really. The positioning of your hand. You went to the side of your face, is what I'm saying. That part was right.
Yeah.
With the flute,
Yeah.
it sounded more like a recorder playing the Twilight Zone theme song.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Anyways, I have food and drink. Come on.
Is it like the brands or just the food itself?
Okay, so I have. Now, hear me out. I have Lunchables. I think they were like a mega hit.
So you're just saying that they were a hit for a short period of time?
Yeah. I'm kind of stretching the one-hit
yeah.
wonder kind of thing.
Okay.
Maybe it's not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah. The movies, the actors one, I was behind. The rest of them, well, the wrestling thing I can kind of get.
Well, again, I didn't know how we were doing this, so I was trying to cover every base I could think of.
Yeah. What was your other one? You had actors, you had wrestling, you had food and drink. Food and or drink.
I had pop culture, but I couldn't think of anything on that. And then I had athletes.
Uh-huh.
And my one would be Brady Anderson. I don't know if you remember him. He was a left fielder for the Orioles. And for like a 2 or 3 year stretch, he was like top 5 in baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cannon for an arm. And the guy was like a threat at the plate. It was like Miggy Cabrera every time. Like just for that crazy 2-year run, he just hit everything in sight. Mm-hmm. When my team was playing, I'd be like, oh, God, of course he's up. It'd be like Edgar Martinez. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always that one guy. He was that one guy on Baltimore that you're like, oh, shit.
See, my brain goes smaller, but I can't think of a good example. You know these teams better than I do. From the 95 or 97 Indians, was there like a big like walk-off moment in one of those World Series runs? That was like somebody that wasn't a big thing.
Tony Peña's home run.
Yeah, that's probably a good example. But I don't know. Was that like on a John Kenzie Noel type of situation where he was like not really anything, and then like had the biggest home run of like the last?
I think at the time he was like a veteran, but he wasn't. He was no power threat.
He wasn't like a big.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that name, so it's not like he was a
I knew
superstar name.
I kept wanting to say Carlos, but obviously that was wrong. But it was like it's Peña. Tony Peña. A big one for the athletes would be Buster Douglas, the boxer, knocked out Tyson.
Oh yeah,
and then immediately lost his next fight.
Yeah,
Holyfield's like humbled that man.
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on to our topic at hand, the real topic, which was just one-hit wonder musical acts. The point of this is that they were known for one thing. So how do we do this again? Do we do nominees first? Nominees.
Yes.
Yeah. There were so many of this freaking thing. To be fair, found a list of 70 of these and had to dig through that.
Yeah, me too.
That was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Took me forever. Got it down to 9.
I got mine down to 8.
8?
Yeah.
This was hard. This might have been one of the hardest
It was tough, man.
lists
Yeah.
I've ever had to narrow down. This sucks. Anyway, hit me with your 8. Whenever you got a second.
Okay, I do have 9. I forgot to add one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I was doing.
Not allowed. You got to come in with them ready.
You banned.
Chances are I probably have it, but go ahead.
You probably do.
Yeah.
You probably do. I remember thinking, dancing these songs at like fucking weddings.
Oh, I know.
I was the coolest fucking person in the world.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, man, these are so popular when I was like way too young to have any dance moves at all. By the time I was listening to these songs, they were completely dead and not popular at all. So I was like the lame kid listening to the song from 10 years ago.
Let me just tell you too, I'm very, very bummed out that Who Let the Dogs Out was released in like 2000.
Yeah. There were a couple that were like right on that border.
That was the first thing I thought of because I thought I could have sworn it was the 90s. Anyways,
you got Whoop. There it is, though. That one's in here. Whoop. It's the first word of that song.
Why are you putting so much emphasis on it? Okay.
Anyway.
All right. My nominees. I've got Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay. It's an honorable mention for me. Actually, it's not an honorable mention. It's just a mention for me. I couldn't give it the honor. Sorry, Billy Ray. I think he goes by Billy Ray, right? Does that count if he was featured on Old Town Road, which was a mega hit?
It wasn't a mega hit because of him, though.
True, but he's featured on the song.
I mean, I
don't know. It was just I thought of that. I saw Achy Breaking Heart, and I just immediately thought of Old Town Road. I was like, I mean, he's featured in that. Like, he was like in the music video and everything. Because I think he sampled it, right? He sampled
I definitely don't think of Billy Ray Cyrus when I hear that song.
I mean, I do, just because it's part of it. But I think And doesn't he? I don't know the song that well, but I think he samples "Achy Breaky Heart," right?
Maybe.
I think that's why he's considered an artist. I think that's why he's credited on it. Because of that, he got him into the music video.
Well, I'm keeping him.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I'm sure you have this one, Ice Ice Baby.
Yep. Unfortunately. That one I almost left off because it was like that one was not. Well, that was part of it too, but I almost because it came out in 1990. I was like, you know what? I almost wanted to be an asshole and consider that part of the 80s. It does have like an 80s feel to it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 1990, it was right on the border.
All right, and we're going right into the wedding run right here.
We weren't already there with Ice Ice Baby.
No, I feel like I haven't really heard that at weddings much, but
yeah, not in the last 10 years probably.
Growing up in the mid 90s to fucking mid 2000s, all you ever heard at every goddamn wedding was Mambo Number 5, the fucking Macarena.
Mm-hmm. Did you say Macarena?
Macarena 4.
Hey, Macarena.
I have Cotton and then Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton and Cotton.
I did not fuck that up.
You did. You had to. You said Cotton and Cotton Eye Joe.
I've hit my limit.
Yeah.
Already.
Was that all of them? Did you
No.
list all? Oh, I was going to say, okay,
No.
you got to have more. What's funny is I cut a lot of those because they're so annoying. I was like, I can't put it in.
Life is a Highway.
That was a late cut for me.
Baby Got Back.
Yeah, that one's in here again, unfortunately. Actually, that one's better than I say.
I have no song. I just have Hanson. Just the whole band. Hanson.
You don't have a song?
I don't remember their song.
Mbop.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember Mbop?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A chorus of just noises. It's perfect for us. We're great at having long stretches where we don't say any words. It's just sounds coming out of our face. Mbop, ndap, da, doo, wap, shibidap, bap. Yeah.
Okay, this one.
Mbop. But anyway, was that the last one?
That was it.
Couple of overlapping. A few I'm surprised you left off, to be honest. This one in particular, Tub Thumping, Chubbawamba.
It's an honorable mention for
Yeah.
me.
Let's see. What else do you have? Or what else? Words. What else did you not have? I had Black Velvet, Alana Miles. Do you even know that name? You probably know the song. I'm sure you do. We have the Wallflowers, One Headlight.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of went a different direction. If I was like super annoyed by the song, it was like a late cut for me. There's a handful of them that I'm just like, this song just kind of sucks, but it's super catchy, which is why it was popular. But kept a lot of the ones that were like pretty good. See, so that was another thing I wanted to ask you about. Are we doing this by like the hittiness of it? Or like the quality of the song? Are we doing like the best songs among one-hit wonders, or are we doing like the best, like the one hittiness of one hit?
I don't think
the one hittiest one-hit wonders.
I don't think we can go off quality because I don't think the quality of many of these songs are very good.
Well, some of them are better than others. That's why I'm saying
True.
that. Like Black Velvet is a good song.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these are pretty good songs, but like Ice Ice Baby is a butts song.
It is. But
like, I'm pretty objectively
I'm
say
also going off
that's a lot worse than some of the
how
others.
often these songs are still used today.
That was part of my thinking too, was if it's like, is it still part of the culture?
Right.
Okay. My next one, Closing Time, Semisonic.
Yeah, I thought about that one, but
I got Blind Melon, No Rain. Don't like that one. And then the last one, Joan Osborne, One of Us. You know that one? You're thinking, the wheels are turning. What if God was one of us?
oh yeah, okay. You
You
just had to sing it.
yeah. One of those, yeah, you don't know the name at all. Probably don't, yeah, you don't really know the title until you hear the rest of it with it. like I said, so many that I had to cut, and I figured you were going to have a lot, so I kind of went a slightly different angle. But I think that's a pretty good list. We're going to really have to fight this out. We're probably going to have to fight out our crocteria.
I don't know.
We're going to have to fight out our criteria
I don't know. My Crocs can
first.
take much more. Kid has already done a number on.
Yeah,
them.
They're not really Crocs anymore. They're just like
They're ox.
Yeah, they're ox. That was dumb, but I laughed. Oh, should I say something? We'll be right back after these messages. No? There are so many goddamn songs. The 90s were ridiculous with the one-hit wonders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. We have honorable mentions to bring you,
We do.
dear listener.
Yeah. Dear listener. Mom, this one's
Yes,
for you.
Mom, here are our honorable mentions. I have like 40,000, so you want to give me yours, and I'll decide which ones I want to tell you.
That's funny. You have 40,000 because I have 4.
I don't know how you narrowed your list down to, what is that, 13 total? That's crazy.
It was hard.
There were so many.
I know, but like...
There's so many that
I
are
know.
just like the annoying ones that I didn't even want to add, but I had to.
But I also didn't feel like going through and listening to every single one to jog my memory, which I should have done. But like,
Yeah.
I also like feel I don't know. I just didn't.
I did that with a lot of them, yeah.
I was just going off the ones I know. If I hear the song or if I hear the title, I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Chumbawamba, the tub thumping, or whatever that's all. Yeah, that's a good song. I mean, no, it's not a good song. I should take that back. It's not a good song. It's a catchy song, not a good song.
He drinks a whiskey drink. He drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a cider drink. He drinks a lager drink. He sings the songs that remind him of the good times. Sings the songs that remind him of the better times.
Wishing the night away.
Oh, Danny boy. Yeah, that's a heck of a song. Anyway.
I've got "I Will Survive" by Shantae Savage.
Yeah, I don't know the cover all that well.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
It's the one I remember hearing all the time.
You didn't hear the Tina Turner one? I think it's Tina Turner, right? No, I don't think it is a Tina Turner. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. I forgot it was a cover.
It's Gloria Gaynor. That's who it is.
I forgot it was a cover, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a 70s song.
I've got "Jump Around" by House of Pain.
Good one. Yep. That's on my list. That one is so popular.
It's so hard.
It's another one like you don't always know the title of it right away or who sings it.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that song. If you've been to a sporting event ever in your life, you know that song.
Yeah.
I can't make that sound.
I was waiting. Oh man,
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was very disappointed.
No, I don't think a human being can make that noise. Yeah.
My last one, I got "My Own Worst Enemy" by Lit.
Yeah, that's on my list too. That's crazy. You only have 4. You're gonna have to cut me off. You're gonna have to give me like the Oscar music for this. I had "Achy Breaky Heart." I mentioned that earlier. "Groove is in the Heart." I know you know that song. You don't know the title of it, but that's another one. I can't even imitate it right now, but I'm telling you, you know the song. Look it up out there. Put that one into Spotify. I had "She's So High." Tell Bachman, "She's so high." I didn't think I was going to hit that note. I didn't hit it very well, but I hit it. "Flagpole Sitta," Harvey Danger. That's a good one. You know that one? "Paranoia every morning, now and get me."
Oh, that last part. Okay. Yeah, that last part got me. Yeah.
I don't know the words to the song. "It's he who looks, but no one ever does." I remember that part. Anyway, "The Freshman," the Verve Pipe. Funny enough, there's 2 bands in this list that start with the Verve. We have the Verve and then the Verve Pipe. I don't think they're related at all. It's just funny that they were both one-hit wonders. And they were like a year apart, the songs. The We Were Merely Freshmen. You probably know that song. It's a big alternative radio song. Anyway, What Is Love? That song was humongous at the
really
time.
That
was like a worldwide hit. It was crazy.
Night at the
that
Roxbury
song,
all
yeah,
day.
Night at the Roxbury. That song is so freaking annoying to me now. I could not bring myself to put it in the list. It probably should have been a nominee. I can't. I hate it. Here's another one. Surprised you didn't have this one on there. Blue Dabba Dee.
Oh my!
Eiffel 64.
How did I not think of that?
65? 65? I think it's 65.
I can't believe I didn't think of that one.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was a hard cut for me, too.
Blue,
Yeah. Shout out to like 5-year-old me who thought the lyrics were "I'm blue. If I was green, I would die."
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why that came to mind, but I was 5. So
We would throw that thing in the CD player, close that lid, click that lid.
it was on
shut.
it was like on Now That's What I Call Music 4 or something like, or no, it was in the teens, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 12?
I thought it was like 8 or something.
Maybe it was. Now that you mention that, I feel like it was single digits.
When Now was in the single digits.
Yeah. Do they still make Now? Now That's What I Call Music 102? I don't know. They got to be pretty far along by now.
Let's find out together.
I remember at one point they were in like the 40s, I think. I could be completely wrong.
Yes. Now That's What I Call Music albums are still being released. The UK was the first to start doing it in 1983 and are the last in 2025.
83? Wow. Do they do one every year?
I would assume.
Well, this was in 99, so it had to be in the teens. You said 83?
Yeah, it had to be then.
Ah, crazy. Yeah, maybe they didn't do every year at the beginning. I don't know. Do you know what number they're on? That's what I want to know now.
See, okay. Now That's What I Call Music 8 was released on November 20th, 2001.
So it probably was that one, 7 or 8, one of them. You were thinking 8. You're probably right, because that was a big hit right at the very end. This was basically a 2000 song. That was also part of why I didn't put it on there, because I think it debuted in the U.S. in November of 99. So it probably reached its peak in 2000. I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess.
To find,
because it was in November 99.
Okay. Apparently Now That's What I Call Music has a music wiki, so we're going to there. Now 4.
It was on Now 4?
Now 4.
Isn't that what I said? Did I say 4?
I think you did say 4. Yep, there it is.
That's wild.
Blue Dabba Dee.
But didn't you say 8 was in like 2001?
Yeah.
That's crazy that they put that many out in that short of a time.
Now 4 was released in 2000. So they were just pumping this shit out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Now 8 was released in November of 01. And that one was July of 2000.
Yeah.
So they released 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8
in a year
within what is that, 16 months? That's crazy. Every 4 months they're putting out a new compilation. That's wild. Okay, I did not know that. That's crazy. And what's funny is you said 83 was the first one?
Yeah.
So there were 3 in like
a
a 17-year span.
So these I think are the American versions. It
started
started in the UK.
So they were like a separate thing.
Yeah.
So the American, this is just the 4th American Now That's What I Call Music.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'll tell you what though, Now 4 was pumping.
I remember liking that one a ton. I listened to it a whole bunch.
Larger Than Life, Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
You Drive Me Crazy by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Candy by Mandy Moore.
Uh-huh.
I had to lip sync that in 5th grade. And a talent show, by the way.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and I think the part was like, I like to wrap Candy in a sweater, and I was supposed to take off my vest and put it around Candy, right, quote unquote. And I got so nervous and like wrapped it around her head, like her face. I like,
you a girl.
We got Waiting for Tonight by J-Lo. Get It On Tonight by Montel Jordan.
Okay.
Then The Morning Comes by Smash Mouth. I Try by
another hit by Smash Mouth.
I Try by Macy Gray, and then All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Wow.
This album was slapping.
I Try was on my list of
Damn.
I don't think it was an honorable mention. It didn't quite make the list, but it was in my larger list of groupings here.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I kind of alluded to it at the top of the show. "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes. You may know it as the He-Man song from the meme on the internet. That's a good song. That's a freaking banger. I'm always singing that at the top of my lungs, not hitting any of the notes, just screaming. Yeah. You know the one. All for You, Sister Hazel. That one is at the top of like all these lists, and Two Princes is the only other one I'll mention. Oh, you know what? More Than Words by Extreme.
Yeah.
That's another one that's like in the culture. You may not instantly think of it, but as soon as you hear it, it's like that song, that one. Barbie Girl by Aqua. Everybody Dance Now. It's actually Gonna Make You Sweat, parentheses, Everybody Dance Now, but everybody knows it as Everybody Dance Now. That's a big wedding song.
Yeah, every time I think of that song, I think of the scene from Michael from The Office when Michael Scott had the boombox over his head.
Yeah, there's just so many. Unbelievable. Yeah, Unbelievable. That's in like 40 soundtracks and like 1.5 million commercials. So this one was kind of a technicality too. 500 Miles, The Proclaimers. It was originally released in the 80s, but it became a hit in the 90s because I think it was featured in a movie or a TV show or something. So it became a hit in the 90s. So I think it was kind of technically a one-hit wonder of the 90s. I always associate it with the 80s though. But anyway, wanted to mention that one. You know what's funny? I always joke that after I get a haircut, when I wear my glasses, I think I look like a dark-haired proclaimer. Anyway, we should get to our nominees here.
Also, we forgot to mention at the top of the hour, or 2 hours ago, when we started this, why we came up with this idea.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Kind of forgot all about that. But we kind of, you thought of the idea based off of the bar that I work at. In a few weeks, we're having a throwback to the
theme night.
Yeah, back to the 90s kind of theme night, dressing up as, your goofballs from the 90s, right?
Goofballs.
Yeah.
Those zany guys.
So,
it's like there's like a couple things, is there a costume contest or something, or some kind of prize thing?
Yeah, I think we're to encourage more people to show up. We're trying to get get a prize, costume party and like a contest or whatever, or
like a best dressed or something.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna try to have some themed
like
drinks.
special drinks. Yeah. And you got karaoke every night at that bar, but gonna be more 90s themed. So you're gonna probably hear most of these songs that we're talking about today. So fits pretty well, and I figured we'll do a little cross promotion here. Talk about the bar. Get this promoted.
I'm good with that. Just tell me which Backstreet Boy I have to dress up as.
Do you want ball cap or visor to turn sideways?
Which
one are we going with?
I'm probably going the visor that has the blonde tips already in it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, that's a good call.
I'll probably go Millennium Backstreet Boys, the all white.
Yeah.
Even though that's not really 90s.
Yeah. It still counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, back to our list here. Oops, that's not the list. Here we go. What you got any thoughts to start out? Any what do we call these? Man, it really has been a while. Sure things. Hit me.
I think the last time we did one of these episodes, I hosted.
Is that the last one?
I think so.
Wow, yeah. So I'm really out of practice here. It's been a minute since we did one of these.
Okay. Did we decide on if we're going how much the hittiness, as you said?
See, the way I kind of did it in my head, at least, I kind of did a combination, because you can't just do quality of the songs, because then it would be songs that weren't quite as big of hits. But I also wanted to fold that in a little bit too. So I kind of did a combination of those two, and that's how I ended up with my list. But is that what we want to do, or do we just want to do, the hittiness of it? The thing with that, though, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all right.
But the only thing with that, though, I think is we could just look at a list and see, like, where did this peak on the Billboard chart or whatever, and just decide off of that. And then I think that takes the fun out of it. If we're just going by which one of these were the 5 biggest hits of the 90s, and, you know, of the one-hit wonders, which ones were the 5 biggest songs or something. I think that takes kind of the fun out of it.
I think it's also important to take into account, because some of these songs I had to really think about what it was. But, like, if you know the song just based off the title.
That's how I went when I went through my first time going through and made cuts. I marked all the ones that I instantly recognized.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep my personal bias out of this a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hard, but okay.
Just a single bark.
Just one bark. I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I think I would roll with Ice Ice Baby as a sure thing. I know you hate that song.
Because it's just such a bad song.
It is.
Like, I'm okay with Baby Got Back, I think. They're kind of in each other's corner, to borrow a Bill Simmons term, where they're kind of like the jokey hip-hop song. I feel like Baby Got Back is a better song, and it's more popular. Ice Ice Baby is like the ironically popular song.
That's true.
Baby Got Back, you can actually kind of get down to that one.
If I had to choose, if we were doing like last two in and last one in, it's between those two. Yeah. I'm definitely going baby over back. Baby over back.
Yeah.
Baby Got Back
That's
over that.
Yeah. So I feel like, to me, I would think Baby Got Back would be a sure thing before Ice Ice Baby would be a sure thing, I guess is my point.
I got you.
And it's probably as popular. At least it's like in the same elite tier of iconicity, if that's a word.
I don't know if I have any sure things on this list. I mean, maybe Life is a Highway, but I don't even know if I'd consider that a sure thing. Cotton Eye Joe. Again, not sure thing. I don't know. I don't think I have a single sure thing. A lot of these are tough. Because you have convinced me for Baby Got Back, so I guess that would be the only sure thing I have would be Baby Got Back.
I'd say Mbop is a sure thing in my book. I think just about everybody knows that song.
When you're really, it's funny though, when we picked this topic, my first thought went to Milli Vanilli. But they debuted in like the late 80s, right? Late 80s. I'm like, damn it! When that controversy happened, it was like 1989.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Milli Vanilli. Yeah, I don't know if we have any other, because all the ones that you had that I didn't have, they're kind of along the same lines where, like, they're really not like a good song. Achy Breaky Heart is like fine. Life is a Highway is a good song. But I don't know that Life is a Highway is like popular enough.
Let's try something different
to compare with some of these others.
Let's try something different than we normally do. Let's go through and knock
just
some
do
out.
A first round of cuts.
Yeah. That's
probably a good idea. What are you cutting? Let's work backwards. What are we keeping? No, okay.
I know this is like a drastic 180 compared to what I started with, but I'm good with cutting Ice Ice Baby. I told you it was a complete 180. Your argument for Baby Got Back convinced me, and I don't think it has a chance to make it in here at all. No matter what we say, I don't think it has a single chance to make it in our top 5. So to me, there's no point in even arguing for it. Compared to what's already on our list, I'm saying cut it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I'm on the side of like, I need to argue for Ice Ice Baby, which fucking sucks. Like,
okay, that's fine.
I got at least a couple that I think it should beat.
Okay. Well, then
is that our criteria? Let's eliminate it if we think it's worse than Ice Ice Baby.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
If you're wanting to cut Ice Ice Baby, let me go through and let me list the ones that I think.
This is our show.
Ice Ice Baby
want, all right?
beats.
I'm good with that.
I think. See, now I'm questioning myself. Man, my brain's going 7 different directions. I'm gonna go with Black Velvet first, even though it was my nominee. I don't think it's quite as hitty as the other ones. It wasn't as big as a lot of these other songs.
I love that we're just sticking with hitty.
Hitty, yeah. It's a super popular song. Do you have the sound in your head? It's like a bluesy song, like it's a woman singer with a really raspy, like bluesy voice.
What is it? Black Velvet? Oh, Atlanta Miles. Alana Miles.
Yeah. I'm sure you know it.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
can't say I've heard of that song.
Really?
Honestly, I can't
Wow.
say I have.
Okay.
It's catchy.
Huh.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good song. It's a, it's funny. It's a popular stripper song, so that's
I can
good.
see why. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really occur to me, but when I was going through Spotify listening to all these, one of the suggested playlists was like top stripper songs or something. It's like, oh yeah, I guess that does make sense. But anyway,
Real quick,
the fact that
I read that they don't actually spin on the poles. The poles themselves spin.
really,
And that's why it looks like they spin.
huh?
At least on like
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of that. I always kind of wondered that. It's like, how do you not just like stick to the pole?
right,
Because it's just skin.
right.
Now, sometimes they're wearing like gloves or something, but like,
Yeah.
but then they put like their leg on it.
Yeah.
And usually that's bare leg. It's not like if they have like those stockings on or like the pantyhose or whatever. That
I don't
just
know
looks
how
like
I got
skin.
to that. Like I was on Reddit, and I just eventually got down to that somehow. Like
What were you on Reddit for? What kind of threads were you on? Behind the scenes of strippers.
no, I think it was something like I don't remember what show I was looking up.
Exotic dancing for dummies.
I don't remember what show it was, but it was like
How it's made.
like I follow a lot of Reddit like pages of shows that like they have some like behind the scenes stuff or whatever, or like I like to see other people's opinions on what they think future seasons will be or whatever. And somehow the topic got brought up of like, did you know this in the show? And then like somehow it just like stairwelled down to that. And I'm like, oh,
Interesting.
Back to the topic at hand.
Yeah, it's funny. I never knew that. Yeah.
But,
Anywho, just the fact that you didn't know that song, which again, we're not the greatest measuring stick, but I thought for sure you would know that one. But if you didn't, that's probably my bias again. So I think we'll just cut that one. So I think I'm good with that one. It's an easy cut. What else we got? I think we could probably cut One of Us. Okay. I think that was a popular song. It was in one of the Wayne's, or not Wayne's World. It was in one of the Mike Myers. What's the other Mike Myers thing?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Jesus. I think it's Dr. Evil like sings the song. And he makes like noises because he doesn't know the words. He just goes blue, 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 blue. So I think that might honestly be the first time I ever knew the song was from Austin Powers. It was a super popular song, and she like never did anything else. But I'm good with cutting that one because I don't think it's like the most popular thing. I think it's one of those songs everybody knows, but I don't know that many people are listening to it.
Yeah.
They just know it. So easy one to cut. Are there words in Macarena other than a Macarena?
I think it's.
It's like something.
I think it's
something
in
Macarena.
Spanish.
Yeah, it's not very clear.
Because it's saying something while you're doing the moves or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it is.
And then it's like, hey, that's.
Yeah, that's right. It all kind of blends together.
I mean, that's like
because it's
peak
not
90s wedding right there is the Macarena. Macarena.
Macaroni.
Macarena.
Yeah. Hey, Macarena.
Hey.
Yes, I don't know. That's a tough one. I didn't want to add it just because I've heard it so many times, but I think the fact that I've heard it so many times, and you still see it at weddings. You still see the line dance or the whatever. Is that called a line dance?
I think, you know what? It was one of mine, but I'm okay with taking out Mambo 5 because I don't think you hear it anymore.
Yeah.
You don't even hear it in pop culture.
Yeah, it doesn't get referenced all that much anymore. There's like definitely a certain time period of people, like 99% of people born between like 1980 and 1990 absolutely know that song. Outside of that, hit or miss.
Yeah.
But for a group there, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take that out. You have any more you'd take out?
Does anybody know the artist for Cotton Eye Joe? Or is it just Cotton Eye Joe?
Well, I looked it up. It's called Rednecks.
Rednecks with an X.
Yeah.
I had heard the artist at one point, didn't remember it. Nobody ever remembers that part. It's just, Cotton Eye Joe, let's play this again. And didn't they sample like an old bluegrass song or something? Isn't that the Cotton Eye Joe part?
I think so, yeah.
And I think they sampled it and then like added, overproduced it or whatever. And that's like the dance tune that we know. But I thought that they sampled like an old song or...
So you want to take that one out? That one was a pretty fucking popular one.
I mean, it still is.
kinda
Everybody knows that. But yeah, I don't know. With that one, I think the only reason is because if you're going by one hit wonder, I feel like that refers more to the artist. If nobody knows the artist, the song, sure, I may be splitting hairs. I'm just looking for reasons to cut.
Should we consider, is it a one hit wonder if it's still being used in mainstream today?
Yeah, because it's the song. The song is the hit.
Okay.
The song is the hit, but the wonder is the group.
Yeah, no, I know that. I just mean like, I didn't know if we were just referencing to the time in which it was.
No, because I think, well, I mean, a lot of these are still used all the
Yeah,
time. Like Ice Ice Baby gets referenced all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying. It sounded, I don't know. I thought I kind of knew what I was talking about when I thought it, but.
I mean, that's kind of your argument with most of these.
Yeah,
is that they're still being,
yeah.
They're still in the culture.
Closing time is used at pretty much every bar when you close. We use it.
Yeah, it was an episode in The Office.
Yeah,
a lot of these were used in The Office.
Yeah, they really were.
Closing time was a big part of The Office. Mambo Number 5 was a big moment. That was at the Dundies, right?
Yeah.
Life is a Highway.
Mm-hmm. The Holly breakup episode
was a key moment.
They played it 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
It was in Family Guy. I actually just watched the episode where it was in that one.
I mean, it's definitely like referenced. The cover of it was in Cars.
Yeah.
The Rascal Flatts version. Remember Rascal Flatts?
Okay.
That was a fun time.
Now I got a question. Fuck is his name? Did Weird Al parody any of these songs? Because if they did, I think that increases their chances.
He had to have. Shit, I don't know that he did.
No, he didn't. There was a parody called Rice Rice Baby, but it was not a Weird Al song. He did create one for Baby Got Back, but it's already in a Sure Thing. So
yeah.
Okay, so he did parody Achy Breaky Heart. It's called the Achy Breaky song.
Oh, okay. What was the Baby Got Back?
I'm trying to find it.
Baby Got Jack? I like small butts. Baby Got Jack. No, that says MC Sampler.
MC Sampler. I don't think he did. MC Sampler. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Just looking through the list, and a lot of these don't sound like they would be songs that he would parody anyway.
Yeah, he did do "Achy Breaky Heart." I think that gives a little bit to that one to be put in.
I mean, maybe, but do you know that song?
That's fair.
I didn't know he had that song.
That's fair.
It's not like it was a Weird Al hit either. Okay, any others you think we should eliminate?
So I know it was your nominee, but I went back and I tried to listen to No Rain by Blind Melon.
Yeah.
Didn't ring a bell. I feel like it wouldn't ring a bell to a lot of people.
Maybe.
I don't think it's top 5 worthy.
Okay. To me it is, but maybe it's just my bias showing again. No whistling.
Go on. Okay. So we got 4 out.
Yeah.
Which means we're still down to 10. We got 2 already sure things.
I don't know. There's probably a handful that are just like kind of in the middle, I think, that I think are probably more popular to me, but maybe not to everybody else. You also had to listen to One Headlight. That to me was like a no-brainer, but it wasn't like instantly recognizable to you. So maybe that might be another biased one for me.
I like that one, though. That one's a good one. I've definitely heard that at karaoke, like you brought up earlier. But
is it as strong as Bop and Closing Time? I think if you're going with like a rock song, kind of in the same corner there, where it's a popular maybe bar song or like alt rock.
And you also don't hear this song in other media very much, like movies or anything. I don't, at least.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a good sound. It's not a good soundtrack song.
Yeah,
that's a good one. It's not referenced a lot.
I'm really not
it's
trying
a good
to.
song.
I'm really not trying to eliminate all yours.
I mean, I still got a few.
But that just goes to show our difference in musical taste.
Here's another one similar to that. How often do you hear Achy Breaky Heart? When's the last time you actually heard this song?
That's fair.
We know that it's Billy Ray Cyrus, and that's his one big hit.
And if he wasn't Miley Cyrus's dad,
That's another thing,
would
too.
he actually be as famous as he is?
Yeah.
I would lean heavily no.
Yeah. I think probably when she got started.
I think he really capitalized. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when she got started, it was like, oh, that's Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter. Remember that one time he had that one song that was pretty good?
Pretty good timing. All right. You know what? I'm with you.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
I think that's a good one.
We'll take Bill Ray out. All right.
Is there another Cochran?
Another Johnny Cochran? Oh, yeah, that was the lawyer.
Yeah, he was also a one-hit wonder for a very different reason. I was thinking there was a musical Cochran.
Is there a Billy Cochran?
That sounds right. I don't know why though. Billy Cochran. He's an actor, I think. Feel like you don't know the movie he was known for.
How to Buy a Baby.
How to Buy a Baby. I don't think that's who I'm thinking of. I don't know who I'm thinking of, but maybe it is just Tom Cochran. You know who I'm thinking of is Joe Cocker, who had a couple other hits. He was also an older artist, but that's who I was thinking of. I was like, I don't think it. Joe Cocker, Tom Cochran. I don't know. They got mixed up in my head. Anyway, moving on. The reason I brought up that song is that it doesn't feel like a one-hit wonder to me. Like, with some of these, Tub Thumpin', you're like, wow, that was a huge one-hit wonder. As soon as you think of it, it's kind of just like filed away in that category in your brain almost. Or like Bop.
And the only time you use the tub thumping is like when the guy is trying to stop the girl from leaving the airport and he's like racing through fucking Chicago or something, you know?
Yeah. Or like a lot of these, like you kind of like file it away as just like a, I don't know how I'm trying to describe it. It's like one of the first attributes that you would associate with a song.
When you heard One Hit Wonder, your mind automatically went to probably 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
That one probably wasn't one of them.
Yeah, like I said, I looked up a list of like 70 songs or something, and that was on there. It was just in there, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a really good one, and it was like a super popular song, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll move it up my list. But I don't know that I necessarily associate it with the one-hit wonder concept. Like when I hear Closing Time, I'm like, yeah, Closing Time, Semisonic. Did they have another song? Did they just release one song and that was it? Could have been, and I wouldn't know because that's the only song I know. But with Life is a Highway, you're like, that guy probably had a couple other songs, right? I don't know. That was just a thought I had as we were going through here, trying to come up with reasons to get rid of some of these.
The 90s were a weird time for songs, man.
They really were.
All right. Are you saying take that out?
We could probably mark it as a follow-up for now.
All right.
Honestly, I think Tub Thumpin' is in there for me. I keep coming back to that one, and I just can't bring myself to eliminate it.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Yeah. It's catchy.
Yeah. It's one of those that, like, even if you don't know the song, you kind of know the song.
It screams 90s. It screams 90s in big, bold letters.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another a good point there, that it is a very 90s song.
You wouldn't even have to say 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to say 90s one hit. You just say 90s, you think of that song.
Yeah.
You just say, name something from the 90s.
It is a very, iconic, song.
Name anything from the 90s.
You could just say, 90s hits, and it would just be...
Not even that. You just say,
just
literally just say 90s,
and that's true.
That song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying yes.
I'm with it. I'm okay with that.
For some reason, I lump, not necessarily lump, but I feel like the big 3, when you say, name the 90s in 3 songs or less, you'll say, Tub Thumping, Mambo 5, Macarena. For argument's sake, we can only take one of them. We're taking Tub Thumping all the way. Yeah,
I think so. My other thought, when you said Macarena, maybe it's because I was born in 95. That song just seems old to me. It doesn't have a date. That doesn't necessarily scream 90s to me. Like growing up, I had no idea when the song came out. Like now I know it was like an early 90s song. But to me, it's just like the song that gets played at every wedding. So it doesn't necessarily have like a specific 90s sound. Like Closing Time sounds like a 90s song. Ice Ice Baby, even though it was 1990, it does kind of have like an 80s tinge, but that seems very 90s. Baby Got Back, same thing. Sounds like 90s hip hop.
All right, so you're making the case to eliminate Macarena.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can get down with that reason.
Similar argument for Cotton Eye Joe, too.
I've never heard the Macarena other than a wedding.
Yeah. Or like a dance or something.
Yeah.
Any kind of situation where there's a DJ playing songs that are getting people to dance.
Okay, well, if we're going off of that, then you just kind of killed my Cotton Eye Joe argument. Because Cotton Eye Joe, I've heard it at non-weddings, too. Like, I've heard it at...
Yeah, that's true.
You remember when...
I feel like
I don't know...
Macarena, you have to do the dance, too. You can't... Nobody's going to listen to Macarena just to listen to the Macarena.
Nobody's going to listen...
You only listen to that song because you're going to do the hands.
Nobody's going to listen to it in their car.
Yeah, nobody's going to just fire up... Let me fire up Macarena and then just sit here motionless.
You might fire up Cotton Eye Joe just to be ironic in the car.
Yeah.
But...
That's another one. I mentioned New Girl earlier. There's a moment in New Girl where one of the main characters is like trying to get himself pumped up, so he's listening to Cotton Eye Joe in the car by himself.
I don't know why. You know how specific memories just always stick in your head? Remember when Republic used to... Well, they still do. They had the street festival.
Yeah.
Back when it was a lot bigger than it is now, they had that big stage but at the very end, and they had a big, DJ or whatever. And
or an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah. And they would play... I remember the one time they played Cotton Eye Joe, and Grandma wouldn't let us dance like in the middle of the thing because I think she was afraid cars were still going to come down the road. Just being a worried grandma.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'd rather her be like that than be like, I don't care, go play in traffic.
Yeah, go play in traffic.
Yeah, but I just remember like getting down to that song. I remember like really dancing to that song, and I was like 8.
Yeah,
and
it's impossible not to boogie to. You gotta dance. And it moves anybody.
I remember getting.
You could be like a geriatric, you can't move at all. Like your whole day is just sitting in a chair watching The Price is
Fire
Right.
Up some Cotton Eye
you
Joe.
put Cotton Eye Joe on, like it's a miracle. You're gonna be out of your seat, grooving to that one. Not really groove it. It's hard to groove to, but you can you can do a little clogging.
I remember
you gotta do with the slap. What do they call that? There's a word for that where you do the body drumming.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember getting down to that song and veering a little.
Get some spoons out.
I remember getting down to that song.
Yeah.
And veering too far away from Grandma and her be like, "You're too far. You're too far."
Yeah.
So I had to boogie back down.
Yeah.
Towards Grandma.
Yeah.
And then I remember looking up and I'm like, there are just a lot of country folk getting down to this song, all doing the same weird arm movements, and it's just like,
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny because it was a bunch of 50-year-old rednecks getting down to a song by the Rednecks with an X.
Yeah,
this 90s dance tune. It's I don't
know with how
this guy's singing. He sounds like my cousin Jeffrey.
Well, how much we're talking about it, we have to consider it.
I don't know. It's definitely up there. It's such a huge song. I feel like everybody knows it.
All right, we'll follow up.
It's almost like a maybe. What's my other category here? Prob. I'm gonna go with that one. Okay. Probably.
All right.
Real quick, we never really decided on one headlight, but I think I'm out on it. I think you not instantly recognizing the song, and you kind of talked me out of it. That it compared to the other ones, I think it just doesn't hold up.
Yeah. So
I think I'm out on that one. Anyway.
I'm making the case for Closing Time. I know bars use it ironically.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good use of being ironic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
People sing songs or play songs to be ironic, and you just roll your eyes. You're like, oh my God, you're being ironic. How funny.
I think the fact that it's a decent song helps.
I think that helps a lot too.
It's not I don't know, it's not like Ice Ice Baby where it's just an annoying song.
And I always just picture Stanley from The Office singing it in his beautiful velvety voice.
He comes out of the break room.
Yeah.
Oh man! And then he's just like instantly grumpy again when he's walking out. If you're good with that one, I think I'm good with that one.
So we got 4.
Maybe let's mark that as a probably.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
All right.
What do we got left that's not eliminated? We got Closing Time,
Ice Baby.
Ice Baby.
Cotton Eye Joe, Life is a Highway. I'm taking out Life is a Highway. I think your point to the doesn't feel like a one-hit wonder to me.
Yeah. Again, doesn't really make a lot of sense when you say it out loud.
Right.
But I think
it really is a one-hit wonder.
It's like a feeling type of thing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm okay with eliminating that one. So we got to get 2 out of Cotton Eye Joe, Closing Time, and Ice Baby. Of those, 1 is a good song. 1 is a super mega popular song. Maybe not a fan favorite, but it's everywhere.
I really
somehow.
think the final battle comes between Ice Baby and a Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Closing Time is actually a good song. I think Cotton Eye Joe is probably, if you took a poll of America and you said, we're changing the national anthem or something like that. I don't know. We're going to play.
Saying that.
We're going to play this song at every sporting event. I don't know. In like the 7th inning or the 6th inning of every baseball game, we're going to play one of these 2 songs and everybody in America votes.
Oh.
But every time you go to a baseball game, you have to hear this song in the middle of the 6th inning.
Would I rather hear
Which one are you going to choose?
Oh my goodness.
In that case, I think more people go to Cotton Eye Joe. Ice Baby gets too annoying. Cotton Eye Joe is annoying, but like we said, you can still get down to it if you're in the right mood.
Man, I don't know. If I have to listen to it every baseball game,
I mean, honestly, we probably do hear it at every baseball game.
I probably would. Honestly, I probably would rather listen to Ice Baby.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Cotton Eye Joe's fucking annoying.
That is true. I think it's just got like a beggar. It's got a beggar. It's got a better beat to it.
I don't
like
disagree
it's got
with
more
that.
of that, more of like a dance beat. Ice Baby, I think it's just not it's not a very fun song.
Okay, but if we're
to.
going off your point, I understand that, but like Ice Baby is calmer and it's less.
It's not as like beating on your brain
because like, yeah, the song sucks, but like if that's coming on at a game, you know, I'm bobbing my head to it for like 5 seconds.
That's true.
Cotton Eye Joe, I'm like probably rolling my eyes.
Yeah. They're both so annoying at this
point.
But
that's what I would do. I'm trying to picture what I think the fans in my section would be doing.
Yeah. They're both one of those songs, like you hear 30 seconds of it, great.
Mm-hmm.
Any more than that, I want to stick an ice pick in my ear.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not a very good argument. So we still have the other case where if we're looking at one-hit wonder, well, that means we're looking at the artist itself. Does that knock Cotton Eye Joe out of it because nobody knows the artist? Everybody knows Vanilla Ice.
I'm thinking so.
Also, going back to your what type of thing are we doing? Are we doing songs or are we doing everything? Vanilla Ice had other moments, not song moments.
Yeah,
he didn't have other songs.
Think of those other moments when you think when you think of Vanilla Ice, you think of this song. You don't think of those other moments. Your first instinct is to go to this song.
Well, yeah, first, but I think there are other thoughts that come to mind. Because he as a guy, as an entity, maybe didn't have other hits, but he had a legacy. I mean, he was on like Celebrity Apprentice, I think, and he was on other reality shows, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like in the culture still. He wasn't doing anything, but he was just there. But I think he kind of had a legacy. So I don't know if that does anything.
I don't think that really hurts or helps him, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think if I'm going on straight annoyance factor, Cotton Eye Joe is slightly more annoying than Ice Baby.
And that is a sample or a cover or something. I don't remember exactly, but I think they pulled that from somebody else. Yeah. And then they added a beat to it, and then the beat is what we remember because that makes it a dancey song. But I think maybe that hurts it too, because Ice Baby at least was, I mean, obviously he sampled the riff at the beginning, but just completely rips it off.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, ooh, a good song. And then it's Ice Baby. Damn it. Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward Ice Baby too. I'm saying all of that just to further the point that I think I'm going with Nilla. Have we talked about that on the show?
We have not.
You had a T-shirt when you were a kid. You were like, what, like 11 maybe?
Yeah. I don't even know what that brand of T-shirts was. It was a very popular brand. It was these shirts that had these like, I don't know.
It was like a cartoon
hip hop guy or something on them, and it was just the guy.
I
thought there was like a set of like 4 of them.
Oh, really?
But I only had one, and it was.
But he was like a guy. Did he have blonde hair?
Yeah.
I think he had blonde hair and like a big white T-shirt.
Yeah.
And you looked like a generic like hip hop white guy.
And it was like my favorite shirt.
You wore it all the time.
All the time.
And one of our aunts, did she call you that, or did she just say, "Hey, that looks like what is that? Vanilla Ice?"
She called me that.
She called you Vanilla Ice.
I was wearing it
because of the shirt. Yeah.
This was our aunt on our stepdad's side. So when we met that side of the family for the first time.
This was like first meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I knew it was early, but I didn't know if it was like first time.
Maybe not first meeting, but it was like one of the
early
first
on,
meetings. Yeah. And she just
started calling you Vanilla Ice because of that.
She started calling me Vanilla Ice,
and then I got shortened to
Nilla.
Ultimately, got shortened to Nilla.
So that's my name to her is Nilla. She never calls me Bran or Brandon. I don't even know if she knows my name. It'd be weird though if everybody
I'm
calls
getting an R vibe.
Literally everybody would call me calls me Brandon or whatever. If she calls me Brandon, I'd be like,
yeah, it would feel weird.
That would feel so weird.
Yeah. Anyway, that alone I think makes it that puts him in the.
I forgot the most important part. One year I gifted that shirt to her for Christmas.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
She still has it.
Yeah, that's like a treasured heirloom.
I'm pretty sure when she opened it, it glowed like in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Don't look directly at it. Yeah, so I think I'm good with that.
All right.
Get Cotton Eye Joe out of there. Sorry, Joe.
Where did you come from? Not here.
Yeah. How often do you make that joke?
That
I still do it all the time.
What joke?
Where'd that come from? Where'd it go? Where'd it come from? And I feel terrible every time I do it. I'm like, this is so dumb. But it's just instantly where my brain goes. Yeah, so Baby Got Back. Instant classic. Closing time. Every bar's favorite song because it means it's time to leave. Ice Ice Baby. Instant classic. Mbop. Shooby-doop dop doo wop. Whatever the words are. And then another one that has a bunch of sounds. Tub thumping.
It's funny because I thought the name of the song was Chumbawamba. I learned today that the song was tub thumping.
Yeah. I don't think they ever mention that phrase in the song. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Hey, Macarena. Well, that'll about do it. Where's the thing that I read at the end? Ready?
Yep.
Shooby-doop-doop-diddy. And that's the show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it as much as Bran loves hearing closing time at the end of the day. And you can pay that love forward by sharing this podcast with your friends and your family and anybody out there. Anybody who loves the 90s. Any 90s kids out there like us, people born in the 90s, people born before the 90s who were actually alive when these songs, or actually were old enough to hear these songs, recognize them and enjoy them, and were part of the people that put them in the top 100. The Billboard what's the word? Hot 100? That's the one. And if you're in the area, check out 90s Night at Bears Den in Tiffin. Did we mention the date earlier? We should probably. That's a good call. June 21st. Come out and see it.
DJ Jazzy Spanky running karaoke.
Yeah.
I will be dressed like your favorite Backstreet Boy, whichever one that is.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
The one with the facial hair. He looks like he was like 10 years older than the rest of them.
I think he's the most forgettable one.
I tend to do that. I tend to pick out the guy that nobody likes. Anyway, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, so don't forget to subscribe on those platforms so you never miss a new episode. Give us a rating, leave us a review, those always help. You can like us on Facebook, follow us at CCWisepod on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Twitter. You can follow me on just about everything at Tyler_W. Probably not going to be anything there. Where can everybody find you, sir?
You can follow me on Twitter at BWise23. I am on Instagram at NotTheFakeVW, and I'm also on TikTok at NotTheFakeBrandonWise. Join us in a couple weeks. We'll have a new episode of Counterclockwise for you.
And stay golden. Shooby-doo-wop-doo-wop-boop.
Are you okay?
No, I told you I left my house at 6:30 this morning and then drove a whole long distance. I am running on fumes and double the tea bags in this thing. Ready?
Yep.